Good evening, everyone, and welcome tonight to HTA Elites. Well, it's not tonight, this evening to HTA Elites. My name is Sam. I'll be the commentator for tonight, and I'm joined by Brett.
Hello, everyone.
And I hope you are all doing well on this lovely Saturday evening where it's really, really hot. So bear with me if I do start to feel a little bit tired towards the end, because generally the weather is quite hot to continue talking a damn lot for. Anyway, Brett, we saw last time out. I'm not sure if you weren't commentating last week, and you haven't been commentating at all this season. But last time out, we had a very good race in Austria, in fact, and maybe a more surprising one with some of the names who were at the top. I believe Vasta Racer won, which was not really a surprise, as he is the main guy to CRG Sparks at the moment. But we also saw Kieski keep up a second place run, and I'm just trying to remember who was in third place. Just bear with me a quick second.
This week looks to have been CRG Gamer.
It was CRG Gamer, never mind then, but we did have a pretty interesting race last week for what I can remember. It's a bit disappointing because I don't think we got it on camera, because Daniel, who was the commentator last week, his internet stopped and he couldn't get back into the lobby, which was very frustrating for all of us, of course, but we have to live with it at the end of the day. These things do happen, and I mean, in unfortunate sense they happen, but that was the race results last week, and going into this week, I believe Vasta Racer now is closing his heels upon CRG Sparks at the moment.
I'll go for the driver standings currently. So CRG Sparks leads with 99 points. Then in P2 is VSR Vasta Racer with 96. Then all the way down in third is CRG Gamer with 61 points, a considerable gap to the front two at the moment. Then in fourth, or no, wait, that was Kiski, I think. Yeah, that was Kiski, not CRG Gamer. CRG Gamer is in fourth position in the standings currently with a point of 48. Then then MNT Kilcray in P5, following behind him is Raikkonen Messina in P6 with 38 points. It's quite hard to read this. MNT Frederick in P. It's hard. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
P9,
7.
I believe it was.
No, P7 is Frederick with 30 points. Then with 26 points behind Frederick is MNT Nathan. And P9 is VRT Lone Alfa Romeo with 24 points? No, 26.
Yeah.
Louis, MNT Louis is in 10th. I'm going to read 10th with 20 points. But that's all I'm going to read because it's very hard. I don't want to get any more wrong. But currently, setting the first lap in the grid now is CRG Sparks here. He heads into the old turn 1, coming up to the very well known, the very iconic S sections, Maggots and Beckett's. Really got to put the car to the maximum, let it roll in and use all the track available on the left there. Now coming up to Stowe. On this game you can track extend that a lot. Let's see if Sparks takes a lot out the exit, makes the turn in, and the William does extend all the way over to the AstroTurf. Coming into the last two corners, you're going for the double right-hander. Uses all the curb on the right there, and crosses the line. This is a 25.9. That's a very good banker.
Yeah, and Cohen was on a lap. I got the wrong Haas, so it was Nolan who was coming across the line. That's all I got wrong. Farron Racing.
Vasta Racer P2.
I'm on board with VRT Jordan Polska. There's a lot of traffic around there, by the way, for the VRT driver, and I think he's backed out of his lap, so a lot of people backing out of their laps down to how much traffic there is. We've got Kilcree though coming through to the final two corners. Very difficult
CRG
section.
Gamer goes P3 with 26 flat. The top three at the moment are CRG Sparks, Vasta Racer, and Gamer, and they are currently separated by a tenth and a half. And they're very good banker laps. Recently mentioned by CRG Sparks before this, as saying he will definitely cut something if he does not get in. Well, if he doesn't get a 25.7.
Yep, and nice, good mention of that. Good spot. Sorry, I was looking at Yost there. On the exit of Luffield, I think it was. He went a little bit wide there, got a little bit the gravel, which was not helpful for him. But coming through Magus Beggars now, a little bit slidey through there, but it's not the best lap.
The car doesn't seem planted for just at the moment. It's very. It seems like there's a lot of problems going through the corners at the moment, as he doesn't use all of it. Well, doesn't use all the still available on this game at least. But I mean, it's just a banker lap. There's tons left. It seems that he's not running too much right height either, as it comes across the line signal. 1 at 26.6. What do you think the pole lap's going to be here?
Well, if it's a 25.7, obviously that's what Sparks said he wants to get. If that is not the case, then I think a 25.6 is possible. I mean, I think a 25.9 at the moment is the pole lap. Yes, it is. So I think you should be able to find a few tenths from that, as Nathan goes 5th place at the moment. Looking further down, you've got Caden
currently
Forbes
on
on the lap.
Setting purple sector 1 here.
Do be aware that there is a glitch through sector 1 and sector 2, by the way, that has that, so don't take that too seriously until the 3rd sector.
As it was very wide, and that's definitely an invalidation.
It's not an invalidation.
But he will continue his lap. Wait, it's not? Seems like the setup may be a bit odd with the tyre temps at the moment.
He's probably running the wrong tyre pressures, it looks like, in my opinion. And he's been disqualified for going the wrong way. I've had that before, and that is not the most pleasant sight you want to see. If you're spun round or something like that, and there's cars coming through, and it's a very high-speed section, the worst thing you want to do is have your car around, really, because you get stuck, and if your car's the wrong way, the game does decide to disqualify you after a couple of seconds. So it's very punishing and kind of not really needed for the punishment, and I'm hoping that's the thing they fix for the new game. And obviously everyone is aware that drivers now are starting to probably not turn up to things such as league racing, simply because of this point, because it's coming towards the end of the game cycle. A lot of people are tired of the game. Also, obviously the weather is nice. Okay, let's exclude what's going on right now in real life. I'm not going to mention it because YouTube, and but basically it's just nice hot weather, isn't it? And a lot of people maybe not preferring to race, really, especially those on wheel, because they end up getting a bit too hot at the end of it and sweaty, and they get tired very easily in these warmer conditions, which is probably not preferable for racing.
Enough about sweatiness. We will continue with the Toro Rosso of Raikkonen Messina as he goes through the old turn 1. Very nice there. This is looking maybe a top 5 for his banker lap here.
Let's see what is.
Goes down to 4th there to get the car turned in. Worked very nicely for him. And it's a purple set 2. That may be glitched, like you said. Coming into Stowe now, up the hill. Going down to 4th again to get the car turned in.
Some iconic league racer says goes down to one of the lower gear to get more turn in on it.
And it's invalidation, but let's see what it's going to be anyway. 26 flat, that would have put him P3. Very good lap from Raikkonen Messina.
It was BP3, wasn't it? I'm getting stuck on my times now. I looked at gamers, I was like, no, it's P4. No, it's not, it's P3. Because I forgot the 0.
Nolan.
Oh, you've got Cohen, have you?
No, I've got Nolan.
Nolan.
From Maggott and Beckett right now. Also uses 4th gear there. He cuts a bit of the grass there. He does have his teammate directly behind him.
Saab is a little further up. I'm going on board with him at the moment because he is yet to set a lap, and I'm just curious to see what his first lap can be. There is a Ferrari that spun. Is that VRT Sam or M&T Lewis? I would probably more assume it's VRT Sam as Saab goes 8th place there. I would assume it was Sam because it wasn't Sam. So M&T Lewis has spun his car on an outlap. Not a great start then for him.
Speaking of Sam, he's currently going into Stowe now in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Doesn't maybe hit the apex the way he wanted to, but definitely maximises the lap. His Vasta Razor says a 25.7 here. The pace starts to go up with 8 minutes remaining. Sam going through the final corner, loses the back end a bit.
Sparks
coming across the line,
by the way.
P4 up to 3. I know you've told me.
I was trying to think of what to say. My head's spinning right now. Anyway, Tim Wentig on a lap. Tim and Lonnie are the only two not to set laps. Lonnie actually is further forward. CRG Gamer's going to be one to watch. Whereabouts is he on track? He's not near the finish.
And it's almost a spin there, as he did get a tow from Will G coming down the first DRS straight, but then coming into the first couple corners after the DRS straight and loses the back end on the exit. It's quite a tricky traction zone.
Yeah, Lonnie goes fourth place. May I just mention, Tim Wentig decides to he decides to invalidate again, which is not what he wants to see. Is Cohen on a lap right now? He's coming towards the end of a lap. Cohen needs to improve his lap. M&T Lewis definitely needs to improve his lap at 151.6. That's not a very good lap from the Ferrari driver. Anyway, Cohen coming around the final corner. Is he going to hit the 25s? No, he's not. Goes up to 7th place, so pretty decent from the Dutchman. Where's Yost on the list?
And is Red Bull going for Magnus Beckett's now, and really sending it. The setup's now working. He's going to get a great slipstream from his friend Jordan and his teammate coming up the straight up to Stowe there. Very nice, still good teamwork from the two Red Bulls, but locks up due to dirty air, and that's affected his car going into the corner. That's got a lot. Well, it's probably lost him about 2 times. I mean, we've seen in other leagues with just he's very, very quick round here. Keeps up with the likes of Nolan.
There we go.
And that lot, and it's a 26 flat. Even with that mistake, I reckon it would have been P3, possibly a challenge for P2 maybe.
Yeah. Very good lap from Yols. Keeping up with Gamer, 4th place. There's a bit of a gap between 4th and 5th place, by the way, I've noticed, which is something we don't really want to see in the race, because we definitely want something a bit more unpredictable. If you have big gaps like that between 4th and 5th, it's probably not the most advertising thing. However, we've got Jordan Polskart going through to Luffield right now. So he goes very deep inside there. Needs to maximise the exit. Does that pretty well. Very good on the traction as well there from Jordan. You should be able to take this corner flat out. No lifting on the car. Oh, he's lifted. Oh, and that is Jordan spinning the car. I think he just should have turned in a little bit earlier there, the Red Bull driver, and that's not really suited him too well.
M&T Lewis also invalidating his lap there.
Trying to think of a driver who is on a lap. Rakin Maslina is on a lap right now. Maslina. I always mistake that I for an L, you know, because there's 2 I's there, and it looks like one of them is an L for some reason.
I believe he's from Finland.
I would assume so. I would assume so. But
so
anyway,
I think it would be Raikkonen.
I was talking to Kiski last week, saying that he's on for a win soon, and is he going to get it this last race round? But he's not here tonight, unfortunately, for Kiski, unless he's here late for the race, and maybe he could go from 18th up the grid into the top 10. That would be interesting to see. But Messina right now, coming through Cops, pretty strong through there. Must stay in gear 7. Some do choose to go into gear 8 though, but some just prefer to rev out gear 7.
We know Messina's capable of a top 3 here. That's got to be a validation. Yes, it is. He'll continue the lap though. You stick on board with him, and to be set, let's see if anyone else is there. Actually, no, go to Nolan, who's currently on a lap in his Haas.
And he's coming through Maggots and Beckett's now as well. He's got to keep a tight line through there down to gear 4, and then on the exit as well, needs to optimise it as much as possible. In 8th place right now, Nolan. 3 tenths up, but he's still only in 8th place right now. Needs to probably improve that time with 3 minutes to go. And obviously people will be setting their fastest laps in a few minutes time, but we've obviously got Nolan coming through the final 2 or 3 corners now in his Haas, beating out his teammate Cohen by a couple of thousands, but I don't think that's going to last too long as he goes 3rd place, beating out Gamer, beating out Yost, and beating out the rest. There's no one on the lap.
A few cars coming out on their out lap as they will be going for the final lap actually, and it looks like Ferran Racer is going to be the first one to start his final lap today, or tonight.
Tonight, we don't know what time it is at the moment, if I'm honest. It could be evening, night, or morning.
Well, later, when the race starts, I would maybe say it's more evening.
Yeah, well, if you've seen a tweet I put up a couple of days ago, I said midnight just doesn't feel like midnight anymore. It literally feels like it's prime time now, midnight does. So
well,
it always baffles me.
Look on board with the German here as he doesn't really hit the apex going into turn 1 there, but goes around the slope. It's what? Don't know what I said there. Keeps a tight line here. It's not really the best thing you want to do because you want to maximise the exit onto the straight here, but we'll see what he sets anyway as he comes now down the hill into the corner. I still don't know the name of it. I always get mixed up. I believe is it Club? No.
I'm not sure, but this one's Luffield. One of them's Club. One of them's Club. I'm not 100% sure which one is Club, but one of them's Club.
I think Club might be the final section, as he goes through the old turn 1, as I like to call it, because I don't know the actual name.
Why are we all like? A lot of these drivers seem to be. All of them seem to be lifting a little bit. I
Cohen
there's no need
loads the back end and moves out the way, I think, for Verhan. And some dirt on his tyres not going to help him maybe for his actual lap, but Verhan will be the first one, as we said, to set his final and official lap here. Coming into, so doesn't extend like the others. Now going into the double right-hander, using the curb on the right-hand side there. Keeping the car tight to the right and comes across the line, going P7 with 26.3. I don't think that's going to stick, considering how close the guys are. But next guy on a lap is Loney, and he is a 10th and a half up here. But backs out the lap. Bit strange.
Oh, this is interesting. Ferran Race's teammate, Kilcrease on a lap, but I'm surprised that the 2 McLarens have not benefited a certain slipstream manoeuvre here. I'm surprised they haven't decided to do that. They didn't do that, so Kilcrease does not get the advantage that that he maybe wanted from Ferran Racer.
Well, similar to a lot of no assist leagues. It's kind of, this is a 25.5 there. He did get a slipstream from his German friend Loney, as they know each other a lot, as Kilcrease actually goes invalid. But what a lap there. Will CRG Sparks be able to beat that? Is he actually looking to come across the line? He does go pole.
What a lap time that is, a 25.5 at the moment. And that would be pole position at the moment, to be absolutely chuffed with that.
P3 with a 25.7 there. Very good lap from the Dutch driver. I think he's Dutch.
Yeah. I think Jelst is Dutch. His name was Jelst Groningen. Obviously Groningen being a Dutch football club, so that's the only sort of link I could say. So I'm assuming he is Dutch, yes. MNT Nathan coming through the final corners. He was up a little bit. He got a little bit of a toe from Nolan, by the way. Wondering if that will help him through the final corner. And what time is it going to be? A 26.1. Moves him up to 6th place here. Gamer at the moment in 5th place and now down to 6th. As I think that was... who was that who's just improved? That was Raki Messina who's just improved there. And I think Jordan is still not let set a lap time. He really needs to. And he's not going to do it, you know. Because he's invalidated, but...
Well, here it goes. Loney round the final few corners. Not been the lap it was last lap, as he did sacrifice it to give Valentin the slipstream. But not the... 2 attempts up, actually. Seems like there was a lot of time in his lap there as he came around the final corners to do his bumping over everything. But overall 26. Wow, I mean, look how close It is from P7 to P4.
A very close gap. P5, I think you're looking at.
Yeah, P5.
But I was on board with Jordan there because he decided to go through the end of the lap, and although he didn't set it because it was invalid, he still set a 25.6, I believe. If he was to get that lap, he would have been third on this grid, and he would have been actually up there with the two championship rivals, Sparks and Vasta Racer. And I think everyone's now finished now, so unfortunately, no more cars will be able to put out any show-stopping moves, but Raheem Messina is an interesting one up there in 4th place. A very good result from him. Vasta Racer and Sparks are two championship leaders though, 1 and 2 at the front of the grid again. Yost, another impressive performance from IGK Yost in 3rd place as well. It's very good to see Raheem Messina, like I said, in 4th place, 3 attempts back, a little further back than Yost perhaps, but Nolan Lambert in 5th place, CRG Gamer in 6th, Lonely 7th, Sam in 8th, MNT Nathan in 9th, Will G 10th, Ferren Racer 11th, Cohen in 12th, Louis in 13th, Kilcree 14th, Saab 15th, Jordan Poland sets no time in 16th, Tim Wenting also set no time in 17th, and Caden Forbes got DSQ'd in 18th place. Look at that tie between Sparks and Vasta Racer, these two going for the title, and that is just proving our point really, how close these two have been all season, and any of them can take it.
Well, around at Britain, 2.5 hundredths of a second is very small, a very small gap. It's quite a long track, so we'll see what the end result of this race is. It is overcast,
It's
but
overcast.
I wouldn't say it's going to rain because I do actually see the clouds already parting. But what was your predictions for tonight's race?
Well, I know what you said about the rain thing, but however, it's still quite dark. So, you say about the clouds clearing up, they could potentially start becoming more overcast, if that makes sense. Like, it could just change in a more darker sense, and obviously start raining at the start of the race, which would be rather interesting. I've only seen it once or twice here, where like literally you just start the race, and on that same first lap, it just says rain has now started pouring down, and it changes your strategy up wildly a lot, but we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. I doubt it, because as you said, there is a chance the clouds are clearing up and away. Predictions wise though, I think CRG Sparks probably is going to be battling a long time with Vasta Racer, but I can see Vasta Racer getting into the lead and pulling away. I'm not going to lie.
Well, let's say, right, we basically know that CRG Sparks and VSR Vasta Racer will kind of secure this top 2, I reckon. But knowing how powerful the DRS and the slipstream is, I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to tail off Just or Messina, Nolan, Gamer. I mean, there's plenty of fast guys in here, so it's just going to be a case of, can they pull that gap that's very important. I mean, Sparks' key thing that he's got to do is get without a second in the first 3 laps here.
Obviously Vasta Racer as well needs to also do the same. If these two want to battle a long time, but like you said, it's more important for just the leader himself. The leader's if the leader's out in front by a second gap, which I can see being unlikely, because obviously both these drivers are ambitious and wanting the best result they can do, and obviously at the same time I can't see Vasta Racer losing a second to Sparks in 3 laps. I could just see him keeping with him. We saw the qualifying lap time very, very close between the two of them. As for Yost, I think only time will tell really with Yost at the moment, because he's got good race pace as well to go with his qualifying pace, and he's just got to keep with Vasta Racer, keep with the 2 leaders to get away, and that's the same for everyone else. And if you're outside of a second gap when the DRS comes around, you're not in a very good spot really, are you?
Well, not exactly, but like I said, the DRS is very powerful. So you can afford to be about 2, 3, 4 times possibly slower a lap compared to the guys ahead of you, but you will stick with them.
It's not like Austria though, is it, this track? where like this track's got more technical corners, and the technical corners also means that there's more chance of a mistake. Unlike Austria, Austria's basically straight heaven. It's only got 9 corners, and because of the lack of corners, that makes DRS trains almost, impossible to avoid.
One thing you've got to remember here is the straights are longer, meaning if you do make a mistake, you've got more time to be able to catch up due to DRS, and also the lap is considerably longer than Austria lap. Just avoid my voice crack kinda there. But we will go to lights. I take it you will be taking them, as you have the fake. No, they are revving.
Oh, well, are they actually going to start? No, they're not going to start. Okay, we will get underway any time now.
As they rev their engines, and you're going.
We are going. It's a bit underwhelming, isn't it? But we are underway here finally. Sparks gets a brilliant start off the line and gets well away. Yel's tackling with Vasta Racer. A little bit of action going on at the back, but it looks like Vasta Racer keeping second place. A couple of cars side by side, 3 wide here into the third corner here. These 3, the Ferrari, McLaren, and the Racing Point of Ferran Racer Sam. I think that was Will. I got a little bit stuck there of what drivers. The drivers there, but we see here, look at this, everyone now in a big train and everyone all stuck together early on, and that's the thing with Britain, like you said, just stick with the car in front of you for 3 laps and it's just going to stay that way for a while. You just cannot back off at all. But look at Sparks. Sparks gets a superb start really, but not really the greatest exit of Luffield, which has helped Vasta Racer catch up. But Sparks and Vasta Racer and everyone else behind keeping up with each other, and there's no one really extending gaps right now.
Well, at the start there, I did see Zeus get a great start on Vasta Racer, as CRG Sparks made up about a 3/10 gap in the first corner, but then also Loney making his way up the grid, battling with CRG Gamer at the start. But Messina looks to actually put on pressure on the Red Bull, but doesn't get anything done there into Stowe, as it is a very fast corner and no time really to lose. Looking further down the grid, LR Cohen with I would say an alright start there, as I'm trying to actually get where position change. He's kind of held his position.
A little wide goes Lonnie there. That could have helped Sam a little bit. He decides not to. He's sticking behind Lonnie right now in 7th place, but Sam taking a more inside line there, maybe tried to maximise the exit a different way, and he's done it perfectly. Lonnie and Sam going to go side by side through this corner, are they? No, they're not. Lonnie's going to keep the advantage just for now, because obviously no DRS means that Sam has not got any advantage to Lonnie. But even with that, Lonnie will have the DRS anyway as well, because he's still within a second of Gamer, just about, maybe not
Lonnie
anymore.
Gets a bad exit as he comes out of that corner there. But going into the old turn 1 here, he's really got to make up the time. He's a second and a 10th back. He's holding up the guys behind him currently. So he goes for Maggots and Beckett's. Can he gain the time he needs to gain?
Oh, I don't know. He's got a lot of time lost there, and Sam just behind as well, pressurising him. Ferran Racer also there as well in that McLaren.
He's back in it.
Oh,
as long as he stays in the second, coming up to the start of this lap, he will be fine.
He's lost a little bit of time there though again. He's gaining, losing. I don't really know where to really call his time right now. Oh, and Sam there getting a little bit of a slidey exit off that there. Yel's setting the time right now, by the way. I said about how Vasta Racer's doing a good job keeping up with Sparks at the moment, because of Sparks' electric start. These 3 are keeping up all with each other. Messina as well doing a good job staying 5 tenths behind, making sure he doesn't get too much involved in the battle. But these 3 are going to be...
put off a gap here.
He has, so Sam's lost a lot of time somewhere then.
Doesn't have DRS.
He's probably been a bit
But he has gained. He has gained. I was just watching the gap there, and he was trying to do anything he could there.
Yeah, we've got Vasta Racer in 2nd place. CRG Sparks in the lead right now, and he's been in the lead this whole race so far.
Jordan and Cohen, and Jordan's going to go down the inside for the old turn 1. No, decides to back out there. Too risky, but Cohen actually goes wide. Tiny bits of contact there. Wing, it could have been flying off, but Jordan is going to make it round the outside into Magnussen-Beck. It's a very good move from the Red Bull driver, and now he sets his eye on, I believe, the French driver of MNT, Nathan.
However, he has got to defend for DRS with Cohen, but I don't think Cohen's going to catch up just about too soon. He is coming though on Jordan. Is he going to try for something? Nah,
I think he pulled out
so.
the DRS in the slipstream to make sure he didn't make the move. Maybe he's wanting to try and let Jordan pull him up the grid a bit.
I think that would have been the right idea, but Jordan now, who is in that DRS now of Nathan, so he is closing a lot. And I said something about Jordan. I said he was doing good in qualifying. It's just he invalidated the lap, and it didn't look like a serious invalidation either. I think it was just that Magnussen-Beck just went a little bit too deep into one of the corners, and it caught him out. But still, that would have been a really good lap if he got it. A 25.6.
Back on board with Alfa Romeo VRT Loney here. He's struggling to really keep the gap down. He's not getting the DRS where he really needs it and where he can gain the most with it. So he's very good through this this kind of second sector-ish, but he goes wide a lot there, which is losing him time and losing him at top speed as he comes down to turn 1. But CRG Gamer doing well to stick with the kind of top 6 at the moment.
He's doing a very good job. I think Nolan passed him. Is Gamer? Did he start 6th? He did start 6th. No real changes, by the way, in this race. Only Jordan Polska, who's made 4 changes up the grid, which is an amazing result for him. Amazing start for him, may I say. Ferran Racer as well, making up 2 positions, but everyone in the top 8 stays in the same position they are in. Faster Racer right now is still close to Sparks, but he's just not finding the areas to make the move. I think Sparks is doing a good job defending, really, at the moment.
One important thing to mention currently, the whole top 11 is on the soft tyres. From 12th downwards to 18th are all on the medium compound tyre here. So that's important to remember. They'll be going onto the softs on the final stint, and then maybe that's when they'll close the gaps and make the overtakes.
Yeah, and this is going to be crucial. A good exit here for Faster Racer could pull him right into Sparks here, as they'll go side by side into the corner. It's going to be difficult. Oh, he's backed out there. Faster Racer backing out of that one, just sitting behind and waiting for the right opportunity to strike. That is a very awkward corner.
If you go on board with just right now, he's getting a perfect view of this, and he is ready to take a position if something goes wrong here. Also behind him is Messina, who's doing a great job to stick with the front 3 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm seeing
especially
Jordan
in one of the worst cars on the grid.
Yeah, Jordan though, he's challenging Nathan, you know. He's caught right up to that soft patch, so he's definitely got the pace right now. Flying on those medium tyres compared to some of these drivers on the softs. And this could be a really good race for Jordan, by the way, because if you're looking at it right now, he's not even that far.
CRG Sparks make a swap going into Stowe there. And it seems like Sparks isn't going to put too much of a fight. He's going to actually use this to save the ERS, because Vaster was kind of just sitting there with a 90% ERS, just ready to make the move when needed. It's a 29.8 fastest lap there from the Renault driver in P1 currently. But it seems like it just didn't really make an attack there. It wasn't really a losing time kind of move from Valentin.
He has pulled a bit of a gap, and this is what I said about Faster Racer, by the way. I think he's quite quick when he gets into the lead, and now that he's got into the lead of Sparks, his main job is really to get away in the areas he can do. And look, he's going to maximise the exit here. I think he's got a way better exit than what Sparks has now, and he's now going to start gaining time, and I think it's now around 6/10.
He's got the ERS to push.
He does have the ERS to push, and I think Sparks has used quite a bit of it. I don't think, though, Vasteras is going to worry too much, because he looks in a firm control for now. Maybe on the straight where the DRS starts is where we'll see a different story, but Vasteras right now just acting so calm right now in that lead, and he's gained a gap of 6/10 this lap, which is a good gap and a good healthy gap away from his main rival. Just want to also mention VRT Jordan is going down the inside. There's also VRT Sam going down the inside of Lonnie, but I went to Jordan, who's made the move stick on Nathan. So Jordan making it up another position now, and now he's going to catch up with what looks to be a bus of a Ferrari at the front of this train of VRT Sam at the moment. 3 seconds behind, and I think Lonnie, Ferran Racer, etc. is going so many different levels to get past him as Tim Wentic retires in the pit lane. I don't know why he's retired this early, since you do sometimes see safety cars.
I'm looking on board with Caden Forbes here, as he gets dive bombed by MNT Louis. That was a very dirty move there. It actually gave Caden Forbes M-plate damage on the left side of the ring, of his wing, right side for the camera shots.
I didn't quite see what happened.
Yeah, it was never going to be on for MNT Louis. Just made the dive. I don't know if it was a case of because Caden was losing the time to the cars ahead. He wasn't exactly picking up the pace against them. So maybe Louis just I can't waste any more time. But I mean, it was a DRS right after the corner. It's unlucky for the Racing Point driver. He's got a hold for a safety car now.
It was a silly move, I must say, as Tim Wentic does come out the pits. He's just retired.
8 tenths the gap from Vaster.
Yeah, like I said, I did say that, didn't I, Brett, about Vaster Racer. When he gets in the lead of this race now, he's now just going to fly a little bit. And I think, has he still got the ERS there with him?
Well, he's got a lot more than Sparks did. I mean, that was the thing, is Vaster was sitting there with about 90% ERS, where Sparks was sitting with about 60. So it's 20% different at the moment.
He's almost a second out of Sparks. If this does go through a second at the end here, this could mean that Sparks,
one of his best tracks.
He does get DRS Sparks, but it's 9 seconds back. It's not going to be that profitable. He's using so much ERS right now. Both of these drivers are to get away. What about Yost? Look at Yost. Yost has got a lot of ERS compared to these two in front. And that might actually be damaging for Sparks, because if Sparks keep going like the way he is, he's pushing quite a lot. Yost has got double the ERS on Sparks. He can really launch an attack if Sparks makes a small mistake, because now he's going to feel a little bit under pressure as the championship leader, as Vaster Racer continues to catch up with him in the championship. He's going to feel a little under pressure, and there you go, he's already a second ahead, Vaster Racer. It's just dwindling between that second and under a second there. I just wonder if it's going to stay that.
Let me mention something important here, right? So the front two that are kind of draining the ERS at the moment, a problem is with this track is in the pit lane, since it is about 60 miles per hour, you do not save any ERS, just a tiny bit. So we'll see, he'll put it into none here and save it in the braking section, but overall you don't save much ERS.
He's pitted Sparks, as a lot of people were pitting, by the way. I just want to mention VRT Sam. He was holding up quite a lot of drivers there. There was a 3 second gap between him and the drivers ahead. I don't know what was going on, but that first stint just wasn't enjoyable for him. Now, Jordan Polska, this is important for him. He's used a lot of ERS here. He could potentially save it a little bit on this lap, but he may need to push afterwards. This could be a very good potential thing for Jordan, because he clearly had the pace to get past soft runners, and if he wants to prove it now, he can prove it now, because he's got ahead of them, and now he's got a lot of clean air to dwindle with, which will be very good for him.
Well, the gap is 5.7 seconds. He's going to be going hot lap after hot lap, but a crucial thing is he's not got the ERS available to really get the maximum out these laps.
Well, I just wonder, what about Yost? I wonder if Sparks has made, how crucial is the undercut? Does it work better, or do you reckon the overcut could work better?
It's kind of a 50-50. Obviously the overall pit lane is very, very long. I mean, it's about 29-30 seconds ish. So it's just as if you're going to undercut, you've really got to put out a good lap. But remember, especially with the kind of conditions, the track isn't at its warmest. It's going to be a very tricky situation for these drivers undercutting, but I reckon they can do it.
As everyone on the sauce now decides to come into pits for medium tyres, as it looks like. So it's going to be interesting to see where they come out. Some of them are now already done with their pit stops. Some of them are still waiting. We'll just CRG Gamers passed him now, but obviously he's in the Williams pit box, so he will take longer. But like you said, it's a very long pit box, so we'll have to wait and see as we see CRG Sparks now on the straight. I think Faster Race has just got him. Actually, no, he doesn't. Faster Racer does not get Sparks. What a blistering pace it must have been for Sparks on that lap when he just came out, to be honest. I mean, he was a second behind Faster Racer, and he's already out a second and 7/10. And like you said, well, no, he's not already out that, but if you know what I mean, he's made a difference of a second and a 7/10. I'm just wondering now if he just made the right decision and Faster Racer's made a little mistake there, because now he's got to catch that gap right back up again. And look at this Nolan as well, catching right up to the back of Yost as well. So those who pitted later, they're in for a little bit of a tough time really, because now they've lost a little bit of time, and that undercut has worked an absolute treat for CRG Sparks there.
Well, has it though, because Sparks is sitting there with almost 13% ERS compared to Vaster's 30%, so it might have actually been a good call from Vaster to say, right, I might lose time here, I'm going to have 1 lap fresher tyres, and I'm going to be able to save behind them if I am behind them.
He clearly shows he has the pace because he got away quite quickly. Kilgree
and
Cohen
side by side
into that corner as well. It's not really the corner you can eventually see it side by side. That's not the camera angle I wanted. But Cohen up to second place now, and Kilcree down to third place there. That's not what Kilcree would have wanted there. The McLaren driver sticking it with Cohen, and Nolan setting the fastest lap of the race so far. So Nolan really feeling good on these medium tyres. And I'm just going to say now, a Racing Point has spun or done something. I think that was Caden there. And look at these two going side by side again. Kilcree going down the inside of Cohen. That's a very good move there. And also a very, what's the word? I can't think of the word now. I'm looking for a very dangerous move. I was going to think of something a little bit more better than dangerous, but oh well. Cohen now going to close in on Kilcree. Is he going to maximise the exit? Yes, he is. Although that's lost him a little bit of time to Kilcree, who's now up to second place.
Importantly,
3.7.
look on board with Vaster Racer. He's sitting with about almost 60 ERS compared to Sparks 20.
Sparks is 20%. That's triple the ERS. But Yost is in this fight, you know.
On the pressure.
He definitely is, and although he's got less
Nolan,
ERS,
is actually Nolan comes flying in through Magnus Beckett's and almost actually makes some contact with Zeus there.
I'm just gonna say something now. Nolan on the mediums, I just feel like he's got the same pace as he's got on the softs. He's so consistent through his laps, Nolan is, and even when he had wind damage, for example, in another league that I commentated with, he was sticking with everyone. And even drivers who were particularly faster than him, he was still sticking with him. He's just amazing, and I think that was what caught his name out as a driver that could survive with wind damage. Drivers around him who may have been the same level as him, or maybe even quicker, he was keeping with them and doing a grand job as well. So that's interesting to see, and it was at a track like Italy, but so it didn't really mean too much, but still. he still kept with everyone and didn't come into the pits with it. But everyone else on this grid all in a train, and Sparks is leading it. So right now we've got a little bit more of unpredictability as M&T Louis gets a 3-second penalty. He's not been in the books for a good time recently, I must say.
Well, if you think of this, if these two decide to battle with CRG Sparks, Vaster, Juice, Nolan, it's not going to be good for them, as Gamer and Raikkonen Messina will also latch on. But the guys on the medium tyres right now would be set for an even better position, really.
Right now there's a 16-second gap between Sparks and Jordan. That's not a bad thing. However, like you said, if it's like a 30-second pit stop, it does demote Jordan all the way down to 14th place at the moment. I'm sure it's not 30 seconds if that was the case.
It's about 29, 28.
If it is around that, then Jordan is probably not in a safe spot. However, he does go onto the softs towards the end. I'm a bit wondering about the decisions here of Caden. He came in for another set of softs, and I'm just wondering, in a questionable sense, if we may see rain a little bit later on in this race, and those medium tyre drivers are just trying to stretch those tyres.
I think. because he's retired, Sam.
Well, perhaps may have been the case, but if he wasn't retiring, then you know it could have been a different story if he'd done soft and then it was raining. But who knows? We don't know if there's going to be rain tonight or not.
On with the action, Cohen and Kilcrew have been fighting they've been using everything to fight against each other, but actually Kilcrew's used everything because he's in like 5% compared to Cohen's
88, 89. Oh my words, Cohen's got it all here, and he's going to easily sweep past Kilcrew surely here as he goes down the inside of the McLaren driver, and a very easy move there for Cohen, and Cohen could just, in some sense, Cohen could save even more now, really. I think Yildin could start saving a little bit, but Cohen right now is playing the game rather in a good sense at the moment because he's saving a lot of ERS and he's got so much to get past Kilcrew.
I mean, what he really should do is just let the possession go there now, save the ERS and come back in the next stint. Raikkonen, Messina and Gamer though have a little battle through the final corners, and Messina is going to make the overtake on the Williams driver.
You've got to think as well, with Cohen obviously not having the DRS that Kilcrew has, Kilcrew, if he's close enough to Cohen, he doesn't even need to use any ERS. Cohen will just have to fight with the ERS that he has. Cohen will have to use his ERS if Kilcrew continues to battle, but he needs to save his ERS first before he makes a good overtake, because right now he's just not got it there compared to Cohen, who's got arguably a bit too much right now. But
well, let's talk about a bit too much, as Vasta Racer is on 100% ERS compared to Sparks is 20%.
Oh my words. Well, talk about a train here, and this is what I said about drivers sitting behind drivers. It's probably more of a good thing actually, because if you save your ERS like Vasta Racer's done, because he knows he's got the pace, and keep it up with Sparks, and not only that, if he tags Yost along with him, and look at Yost as well, his ERS is quite high as well, and also Nolan's as well, so Sparks at the moment is in a bit of trouble right now with these three.
Let's think of this in a way as if we look at the last stint, if you look at how Vasta Racer saved up his ERS, and then when he made the overtake, he used it all to burst out of that second. Now, I reckon he can do it again, but he's got to find the right place to make the move here. To limit the time lost.
I don't think he'll be worried about time loss right now, because the three drivers ahead of him he's going to overtake eventually. If I just look at the leaders here, it's now a 15-second gap, so that's creeping down ever so slightly, but it's still creeping down there. No, it's not increased, because these guys are on fresher mediums, and those mediums now are the optimum temperature they should be. And plus those mediums, if you look at how Saab's just come into the pits, I wonder if those mediums are now starting to wear off a little bit for some of these drivers at the front. So CRG Sparks and Vasta Racer right now are in good positions, and also Yost and Nolan as well. Those four could battle to the end of this race, especially Vasta Racer. 90% compared to Sparks 22. Sparks has been on the ropes here with these drivers behind because they have so much ERS compared to him, and he could just run out of it on midway through the straight, and that's him ruined from these three drivers really. No DRS also, and these three will be. These three could work together, you know, as well to catch him. That's the funny thing.
Well, Zoloni gets a 3-second penalty there.
And there we go.
Look at Sparks here, and he's gaining bit by bit to Kilcrew. Now Jordan and Kilcrew have actually made the pit stop. Cohen stays out for one more lap. Now we've seen how the undercut works, but will that be the case? I mean, they are going to be in soft tyres, so yeah, it definitely will work.
Vasta Racer now up to second place. Not Vasta Racer, Sparks up to second place, but what would be second place for Vasta Racer when it happens, by the way. But just look at the gaps behind as well. You cannot fault Yost.
Losing the back end going into turn one, had to take the kind of escape road going into the gravel. Though pushing hard to go against the Ferrari driver of VRT Sam right now.
These two have been battling actually quite a lot recently, I've noticed as well. These two, and obviously Sam with a 6-second gap behind Gamer. I'm sure Loney may be a little bit frustrated, but then again, he hasn't made the move done. So Lonnie's not done what he is probably supposed to do. So if he is a bit angry at Sam because of this, a bit frustrated that this has happened, and you can't blame Sam for this because Lonnie's just not got past him, has he? Really? So. There's no blame, and Louis has had another incident with Will. I think he's gone and done the same thing as he done to Caden, and I think he's just dive bombed him into the corner.
If that is the case, I would say that's quite embarrassing, considering he's been in very many incidents. For instance, in a recent event he competed in, and his manager told the haters to shush. But if he's doing this race by race, they're not really haters, they're just telling the facts, really. It's trying to get a 3-second penalty there, as it really does extend.
Vasta Racer.
Watch.
Look at him, he's so close to Sparks.
There's no point making the move at the moment yet. If he wants to make this kind of burst of speed, it's better doing it later in the Grand Prix.
He's just got so much ERS to Sparks. It's actually incredible, really. He might actually go for it here, you know, though, Brett. You say there's no point going for it. Round the outside he goes side by side there. Sparks keeping the position in the lead. Good defending from the Williams driver there. However, the Red Bull is still stuck behind these two. And the Red Bull looks even more ready to go for a move than these two themselves, even though Vasta Racer may have looked for it.
I think Just has been very smart here. He's waiting for Vassar to make the move, and he's going to follow the Renault driver through.
Well, if they make a move on this lap, Sparks is in a little bit of trouble if you look at his ERS, by the way. And comparing to these guys' ERS as well, they could use it all. He's going to be in trouble here, especially if Vasta gets past, because Yost has lost the toe a little bit. He's fallen back a little bit, but here comes Vasta Racer round the outside then. This will be a good move if he can get it done. Round the outside still. Now he'll have the inside line into the corner, backs out of it. And there's once again very smart driving from both
Sam and
Sparks
Loney
and Vasta Racer.
Do the exact same mirrored attack or battle, just more.
Who's gonna get it though?
It's a lot more fighting for it, and Loney does get it done round the outside. Now Jordan already here on the soft tyres, he's getting a move on, and I mean it'll just be the matter of time where he's up with the likes of Raikkonen and Messina.
It wouldn't be too long, but however it's 8 seconds to get in 8 laps. Some drivers it's challenging for Jordan so far. We said about him on the medium tyres it was not going to happen. He wasn't going to
Loney getting a tank slapper.
He is getting a tank slapper, but he's getting away from VRT Sam, and now Jordan passing Sam as well. So Sam is a little bit
Jordan
over
Sam
the place.
there.
Yeah, I think he was weaving for that. I'm assuming that was a thanks. I'm not 100% sure. More like he was going no, 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 it seems like, but you know. Anyway, Raikkonen Messina close with Gamer right now. This is a good battle for 5th place right now. Gamer up to 5th place, I've just noticed. I didn't realise he was in 5th place. Haven't seen much of Gamer tonight. We've seen a little bit
here
of
goes
Messina.
Valentin or Vasta Racer round the outside again on Stowe. I called it Snow now. What is going on here? And he does get it done. It's very aggressive there. Almost the side pod spin became a thing there with the Williams driver Sparks, but he's now got to stick with Valentin. Like I said, look, he's putting it up the hot lap, he's going to put it up to overtake, and now he's just going to smash the throttle down and go ham.
Yeah, but he's got to worry. He's got to worry about Yost as well. Who's got all the ERS in the world right now, really. And same with Nolan as well, 68% and 62%. Sparks is going to have to try a little bit more to save a little bit, because at the moment it's not a good picture for him. Because if he continues doing this, and especially if Vasta Racer gets out of that second gap, then obviously Yost is in for a good time, because surely he'll be able to close in on Sparks. All he has to do is just sit patiently behind, and if Vasta Racer can do it and get that second gap, then Sparks is in a little bit of trouble
further
here.
Down the field, Jordan and Loney doesn't give the position up like Sam did and fights a bit, but it's just the grip difference is too big.
And the soft tyres are definitely going in Jordan's favour. Now Jordan has 7 laps to impact that, and if he can get 6th place here, it would be a remarkable result. And obviously we are not going We're not going to expose any penalties that drivers have, because if they do have penalties, it's a little bit of a different story, really. But it's still a great story to tell if Jordan can get up to Gamer and Rakin in these 7 laps. We've got Nolan.
Penalties, Vassar Racer crucially gets one there.
Oh, does he? And Will has gone wide again. That's Will. He has gone off the track, and he was with MT Louis again. He's been in this race not for positive things quite a bit.
Loney and Sam coming into the pits.
Wow, this could be interesting. Although you said the time in the pits there is quite big, but then again, fastest lap is in play here. But could they need to get top 10 to get that fastest lap? Vaster Racer is 1.7 seconds ahead of Sparks now, by the way. I don't know if that's the abuse of the, obviously the glitch. I highly doubt it of that level of driving. Actually, we're still at the virtual safety car. I thought they had gone away. Excuse me, now they should get away. Now it's going underway, and Nolan already is up the back of Yost right now, and Yost is now going to be under pressure a little bit through Maggots and Beckett's from them. But like I said with Vasta Racer, he's 8 tenths clear right now. Sparks at the moment, if he does get out that second gap, Vasta Racer, then it's a good position, but don't think he's going to. So he's 9 tenths, by the way. Did I say 8 seconds there, or I was meant to say 8 tenths? Anyway, Yost 6 tenths behind Nolan, 3 tenths behind. Nolan is looking for a move, and Yost is not even going to use DRS here, so composite there. Oh,
Zeus goes down to the wrong gear there. I think that was in the car. Just started.
Nolan down the inside. That was a bit
very
late.
Questionable.
It was late, but I think it was alright in my opinion.
It was not alright.
It looked quite late. That was the only thing I can say. I didn't really see on board. Jordan! What's happened to Jordan? He's actually gone into the pits and retired. Why is he retired in the pits? He was on for a class result. On for an 8th place, and he's retired in the pit lane. I don't really know why. Has he got some sort of wing damage, I wonder, somewhere?
Probably, yeah.
Possibly that as well, but if it is that, then I feel very sorry for him, because he was on the hunt for a very good result still. Yost now, and look at Gamer, by the way. Because of what happened with Nolan, Gamer is literally right up the gearbox of Yost, really. And I said that, but it was actually Rakin on the gearbox of Gamer. But Gamer is now right behind Yost, and Yost is now losing time to Nolan a little bit. So Nolan probably making a desperate lunge. Vasta Racer a second clear, but as you said, he has a 3-second time penalty early on, and that's crucial. And if Sparks doesn't get one, Sparks is in a comfortable position to lead the race. But then again, we've got the ERS being used up from Vasta Racer. The yellow flags in sector 1. I think that's just Jordan, because he did retire in the pit lane, so he didn't retire illegally there. So good there. And M&T Louis now retiring. That's a virtual safety car.
That could be good for Sparks.
I'm going to say something now. How has he lost it there? He's lost it midway on the straight, Brett. Has he just pile drived his car into the wall or something?
I would probably say so.
It's either that, or on the exit of the corner, he's lost a lot of traction, hit the inside wall, and got wing damage and spun it on the outside. That's the only thing I can really get out of that. That's a rather strange incident, really.
Now, I'm just curious to see, will Zeus maybe give a bit of payback to Nolan here?
I wonder.
It looks like he is abiding to it, actually. Yeah, he was abiding to what it was, and Nolan completely just cheated it.
Drive-through penalty for Vasta Racer! I swear it just came up. Hold on a second. Did it come up?
I'll check. You don't check.
Yes, it does. It does come up. I've just checked now. Vasta Racer has a drive-through penalty. He is going to be absolutely livid with that one. And
I am watching just, and Gamer here is going to go side by side for the old turn 1. Just will hold it round the outside. Beautiful battles here. And the Red Bull keeps it.
As well.
He's gonna go for it, and Gamer will have to back out of the position there.
Rakeen
He
as
will
well.
set up the exit though. Here he comes, just
Oh,
again,
Yost.
having another tank slapper.
This is good for Rakeen. Rakeen now
Here-
gonna go on the inside here. Yost is in the way of Rakeen there. Rakeen gonna go 3 wide into this corner. Who's gonna get the best out of it? I think it's Gamer.
Oh.
A little bit of a touch from Yost and Rakeen, and he's free. Battling a lot around his last couple
A
of
big
corners.
tank slapper from Messina going into Juste. That could have been commisery at
Yeah.
the end there.
And Cohen
But Gamer
getting-
gets the move done, very hard fought for. But now he's just getting pushed and possibly get the podium here.
Yeah, and Cohen in a McLaren sandwich right now. And oh, Kilcree getting a little bit of a loss of traction of the exit. A little bit of wheel spin there. That's helped Cohen out a bit. But Cohen trying to get 7th place from Ferran Racer here, just ahead of him. Rakeen keeping with Yost. These two are trying to catch up with Gamer, but Gamer's got away quite considerably. Vasta Racer didn't pit. I think this is going to be an
think
interesting
I
one.
think it's a glitch, personally.
I'm
I think
hoping
it is
it's a
actually
glitch. I'm hoping it's a glitch because...
Yeah, it's disappeared, it's disappeared.
Okay, it's a glitch, okay? Although, then again, oh, there's another
Another
virtual safety car.
VSC. I don't know
Who's
what
it
that's
this
for.
time? Who's this time? What's happened?
Okay, no, I guess it's actually a glitch now. I don't know what's happened.
I think the lobby's broken a little bit. I mean, this game and broken lobbies is very frequent now. And some sense you can argue it's down to the fact that they're prioritising obviously the virtual Grand Prix and stuff like that, and that
Which
may,
is actually on, one of them's on tonight, I'm sure.
well, yeah, I think that might actually tend to be a little bit of the reasoning why this is happening, supposedly, with the servers and. You know, I mean, as much as you could say you can't blame them, you can blame them as well, because a lot of people do
They're
tend
handing
to
Cohen.
choosing into league racing, but you know.
Cohen gets the move done on the McLaren driver, who is on medium compound, meaning Cohen is
On
the
softs.
highest soft runner. No.
He is the highest soft runner now, and Ferran Racer is going to sit behind. Is he going to help his teammate though? Out M&T Kilcree, is he going to help him out, or is he going to be a fiend to him here? I wonder. Down the inside goes Kilcree. Ferran Racer not giving him space. However, it's not a convenient corner really to make an overtake, because Kilcree could have gone straight into Cohen there potentially. There was a potential chance of that, but Ferran Racer needs to move out of the way really, because at the moment it's a different battle as Loney retires in the pits. Down the inside goes Kilcree, and Kilcree with a good move, and MNT Saab as well is in this, by the way.
Fairhand comes back though. Down the inside, he's not got the grip though, but he will fight for it hard. Cohen though has made the gap now to about 9/10.
Cohen getting away quite considerably. The medium tyres starting to not look as good as the soft tyres, and Cohen on for a good performance here. Believe.
That's a good Magnus and Beckes from Kilcree. He does get a penalty though. But he
Watch
has
for-
again the time back, and no, Vassar does actually, in fact, have a drive-through.
Oh, he does have a drive through.
It's promoted
so
Gamer to a
unfortunate.
podium,
That
but
is
there's going to
so
be a big fight
unfortunate.
for it now. It's just, well, it doesn't have much ERS available. None of them really have much ERS. In fact, Raikkonen Messina is just got enough, I would say. Gamer is saving a bit now.
Yep, and
But
Yost
Nolan
here.
is actually catching sparks here.
Yeah, that is pretty much an end game now for Vasta Racer, but Nolan still in with a shot. But poor Vasta Racer in control of this race most of the way through. Then that happens. That's not what he wanted to see anyway.
I mean, there's still a lot of positions available ahead of him, so it's not race over just yet. But not long
Not
left.
particularly.
There's a big move for Saab down the inside there, gets it beautifully done on Fairhand, but he will try to
Fair
get a massive
Racer,
nab
look at him.
down the inside. Oh!
a little bit of a touch there may have unsettled Ferrer Racer a little bit, but he's going to come back at Saab, you know, but surely not down this corner. It's not a corner you conveniently go for it. Maximising for an exit here, Ferrer Racer. It's not going to work. And Vasta Racer, I think, is a little bit hot-headed right now, because he's actually made a
Well,
little
look
bit
at
of a mistake there.
Just though, he's ready to make the move on Gamer right now.
Yeah, look at Raki
As
Messina
Nolan's
sticking with
almost
him.
in a second of CRG Sparks. I don't think the win is in Sparks' favour yet.
No, exactly. Let's look at the ERS here. They're both on quite low ERS now. They're literally just using it all up now at the end here. Raheem Messina has a good advantage over Yost, but Yost is closer to Gamer here. These four are going to the end. Those two in front as well may be going into the end. If Nolan can get in within that second gap of Sparks, then we could see a final corner lunge like we saw really, well, not a final corner lunge, but roughly that with Nolan when we saw it with Yost. And he could go for the move, and whether it was too aggressive or not, I didn't catch it, but Brett seemed to, and he thinks it's not the greatest of moves.
Oh,
however.
Messina out of nowhere gets a very nice run. It just tries to target for the exit and does get the exit speed. Messina is there though.
He's still
there.
there.
I think he's got to back out. He's lost the position. But Crystal has caused just a bit. Well, catch a bit here. As like I said, the setup's just a. It's not planted enough for my liking. He's always sliding everywhere. But it's a very good run here. But will it be enough?
Oh, it's very, very close.
Well, let's watch on board with. Has he got it? He might have it here actually. Nope. Go on board with Sparks here. As it comes across the line, moves to the right hand side of the track to celebrate. Very good drive from CRG Sparks there, but maybe.
Oh, Gamer's gone down.
Maybe. Oh, that's
yes,
a penalty. So just out of nowhere, actually, gets a very, very deserved podium, in my opinion.
Very, very good podium. Cohen in 6th place, by the way. That's a result he would be happy about. Saab in 7th, Kilcree 8th, Faster Racer down in 9th. And look how close he was actually to get in 8th there. You've got Ferran Racer 10th. I believe we only had 30 finishes tonight. But still, Vasta Racer in a result he probably does not want. A 9th place there. How much does this help Sparks out in the championship hunt?
Crucially, it will help him out a lot. I don't know exactly what the points are. But I would say now, going into, what, 3 rounds left of the season? 4 rounds left? One of the two. It's going to be crucial. I mean, we know Vasta Racer can do it. He's got the potential to possibly win all the next races. But I'm sure Sparks will not but let it go easy.
Yeah, well, it's going to be very close. Look at that. So Sparks 9 tenths ahead of Nolan. Then in this race, Nolan from 5th to 2nd is a good result in the end. Yost gets 3rd place in the end after Gamer's penalties. 4th place for Raheem Messina. Gamer from 6th to 5th there, going up positions. Cohen in 6th from 12th place on the grid. And Saab from 15th to 7th there. Kilcree 14th to 8th. Vasta Racer there moving down to 9th place after obviously receiving what may have been an unfair drive-through, who knows though. Ferran Racer in at 10th place, Nathan 11th, VRT Sam 12th, and then all the rest of the 18 drivers we had retired from the race. With that, Brett, have we got any driver today that you have tonight?
I will have to give my driver of the day today to IGK Juice. He just showed such a great performance, constantly stuck with the top guys, and if it wasn't for that incident with Nolan, he could have possibly got a P2.
Talk about Nolan, I think Nolan will be my driver of the day, you know. It was a tough up between Nolan and Cohen, really, because I know that Cohen has had a very good race himself there, going from 12th to 6th, which is obviously a very good performance for Cohen. But I think Nolan, just to come back from 5th place, he was kind of out of it a little bit from the start. He wasn't really pressurising anyone, but to come back very close and almost win this race as well is very impressive in my opinion. So I think my driver of the day does go to Nolan.
Very well, I'm just inviting people to the party for their interviews.
Interview is my favourite part of this. I don't really do them, but you know.
Well, I mean, this is like one of the only leagues that kind of remain, well, keep it around, as it's recently kind of disappeared from league racing.
Yeah, we have obviously Sparks winning today. Who was we have Sparks, Nolan, and I think yeah Yost. I kept forgetting who was third place because they're having a massive battle, and I've just said it, but yeah, it is Yost, isn't it? So, but yeah, Sparks first place, another win for the Scottish driver as he goes on a big adventure really to win another HTA Elites title. I think he won this race last year. It was either him or Gamer. It was one of the CRG drivers who won it last year. So obviously CRG keeping up a reputation obviously around Britain. And speaking of CRG, we do have our race winner of tonight, CRG Sparks, joining us here. We're just waiting on the two others, or if the two others are going to show up. I do know that Yost and Nolan don't really talk that much in parties, so I'm just going to wait a little while. Yeah, it doesn't look like they are going to join at the moment. So with that, we are going to start off the interviews with CRG Sparks. And what a race it was really for you. Was there anything like you doubted about yourself winning tonight, really, when obviously Vasta Racer was right on your heels the whole race until the end, obviously?
Yeah, well, before entering the race, there was doubts because it's one of Vasta's best tracks, and he's very quick. So, yeah, there was doubts there, but you know, anything can happen. Once I got pole, confidence went up a bit, and I somehow managed to keep him behind a bit, let him by. Then he had so much fresh tyres, and yeah, it was kind of a ping pong battle the whole race, but I came out on top.
And obviously, what was your reaction when were you aware he had a drive-through penalty obviously before he came into the pits, or were you just thinking, this is just his lead, he's gonna win the race or something? Like, did you know he had a drive-through?
Well, before the drive-through penalty came out, I saw he had a 3 seconds, so before that I knew I might have a chance just off of pens. But then somebody in my party told me I had a drive-through, and then yeah, when he pit, that was kind of like, this is it, and I just relaxed and tried to not get any warnings, and yeah.
What about the end there? Nolan was actually closing in on you a little bit at the end there. Did you feel a little bit threatened by him coming up behind you? Because he had a pretty amazing second half to the race, I must say, when he came off that first stint of tyres.
Nah, I mean, I saw the gap was like 1.3 or 1.2, and it went to 1.1, and then in the very, very last lap, last corner, it went to 9/10. But it was partially due to me just like taking it easy. I didn't want to get warnings and absolutely throw the race out the kitchen sink and lose it to Nolan. So yeah, I did back off a little bit. He probably would have been giving it full pelt. He had nothing to lose really. But nah, I wasn't feeling the pressure at all.
Have you got any questions then, Brett? Because there's not much questions I usually have for these sort of things.
Well, obviously we picked our drivers of the day today, which was Nolan and Juice. I just want to kind of talk to you about, did you expect that kind of pace from Juice tonight?
I mean, I know he's always been quick. He's always been up there now and then. I don't really keep an eye on him, but when the grid's like this, one day someone's up in first, and then another day they're in fifth. It's hard to keep track of, but I'm not sure if I expected it. Obviously, in the race, it was quite easy to keep up, but his qualifying time was good, but he's still that little bit off the top guys and stuff, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually.
Well, big words there from CRG Sparks, but it seems like no one else has joined the party. But overall, a great race today, filled with tons of battle, tons of action, and well, I don't know if I'll be here next week. It depends if the other commentators will be here, as they seem to not show up a lot, which is very helpful. But I will let Sam end off the stream tonight.
Yeah, and obviously, as Brett said, a very entertaining British Grand Prix again here in HTA Elites. Another entertaining Grand Prix of the season here, because obviously the Austria one was not one to miss. Unfortunately, obviously Daniel had a few issues, so unfortunately you missed that, but the opening few laps were amazing. But anyway, in this race we were able to do the full race, and the full race was amazing. Congratulations obviously to CRG Sparks for winning the race tonight after a very action-packed race, and obviously Yost and Nolan as well for getting podiums tonight. And obviously, unfortunately for Vasta Racer, moves back down to 9th place. So he loses points to CRG Sparks now, and with 4 rounds left to go, it could be pretty difficult. Anyway, we will see you next week. I'm not sure where we're at because I couldn't find the calendar anywhere.
Next week, before you go, we are at Canada.
Canada, a fan favourite for many, so that will be a very interesting race. So with that, from me and Brett tonight, and we will see you next week.